Good morning. October. Phew, how did that happen? Where's this year going? Hmm. Anyway, I'm getting towards the end of reading, for the second time actually, Daniel Kahneman's book, Thinking Fast and Slow. It's very interesting. And he's just wrapping up his argument. It's a book about how the brain works and how we think, particularly how we make decisions. And he asks a question. He says, "How much do you like your car?" Now, you see, I love my car. Uh, it's an essential tool for me living out in the wilds. But I've got old car, 10, 12 years old. I've had it a few years. I talk to it. I'm very friendly with it. It's very lovely. I love my car. So when he said, "How much do you like your car?" I went, "Yeah, lots." And then in the next paragraph, he points out, "Well, how often do you think of your car?" And I go, "Well, a few times a day." But even most of the time when I'm driving my car, I'm not actually thinking about my car. I don't think about my car very much. So in terms of the experience of my day, my affection for my car doesn't make that much difference. So although I like my car a lot, I don't actually think about my car very much. The pleasure it gives me is a lot in the moments I think about it, but the rest of the time it sits out there on the gravel and doesn't cross my mind. In other words, we receive pleasure from the things we are actually thinking about. I like my car while I'm thinking about it. And the rest of the time, I simply forget it exists. The same is true the other way, of course. If there's something that is bothering me or stressing me or making me anxious, it is bothering me, stressing me, or making me anxious while I am thinking about it. And when I'm not thinking about it, it isn't. In other words, we experience the emotional reaction to the thing that we are thinking about. It's not entirely true. Sometimes things are bubbling away at a deeper level and making us anxious or stressed or happy or whatever. But it's good enough for now. We experience the emotional reaction to what we're thinking about. And if we think about things which are stressful and make us anxious, we're going to be stressed and anxious. If we think about things that are happy or exciting, we're going to be happy and excited. So does this mean we should only think about happy things? Well, no, because sometimes there are things that are sitting there and stressful and they're anxious that you need to do something about. So how do you try to increase and improve and sustain the happiness of your daily life? Well, the things that need you to do something about them, pay attention to them. Think, yeah, what do I need to do about that? This thing is stressing me or this thing is bothering me. What can I do about it? But when there is nothing you can do about something, especially something which causes you to go to places of stress or anxiety, don't waste your time thinking about it. Because then you just get into the process of turning things over and over in your mind, dwelling on things in your head. And that doesn't lead to anything except repetitive rumination. I should have done that. I should have done that. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about this. Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't do anything. If there's something you can do, do it. If there isn't, connect with the present or think about something happy. In other words, create as much as possible the quality of your experience by what you choose to pay attention to. Oh God, I know it's so easy to say and it's so hard to do because then you go, I'm going to think about happy things. Then the voice goes, yeah, but this happened and that happened and this might happen and blah, 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 blah. I know, but directing and sustaining your attention is the texture of creating your experience of life. In other words, what you pay attention to is what you are experiencing. And if we want to create a more enjoyable or fulfilling life, then the starting point is to practice and discipline our ability to pay attention to the things that are actually useful to us. If we're paying attention to things that are not useful to us, we are wasting our attention and we're likely to go into all those places of stress and anxiety. So I love my car. But I don't think about it that much. It doesn't make that much difference to my life, although not having a car would make a difference to my life. But if I wanna be happy, I could choose to think about my car because I really do like my car. It's a very sweet little car. If I wanna be happy, I can choose to think about things that are productive and useful and powerful to me. If I have things I need to sort out, I can choose to pay attention to those, even if they're things which are painful and cause me anxiety and stress, but I can choose to pay attention. But the fabric of my life is going to be defined by my capacity to direct and sustain my attention on the things that require my attention, and not to spend all my time thinking about things that make me feel like crap. Because what's the value of that? Nothing. Hey, it's October. 3 months to go this year. We're three-quarters of the way through this year. If you're interested in talking to me, working with me, making some changes in your life, then reach out to me. I'm here, and I like to chat. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, my friends. Take care.